Rabbi Chavav Sifim. Rabbi is a sheni. Kishamocha Malchus Yovan. Gazu Gezeides al Yisrael. Ubitlu Dosam. You know that they didn't let the Yidden follow their Shulchan Aruch Heises, their Torah. They didn't let them be Isaac Torah and the mitzvahs. Upashtu Yudayim b'mamoinam ubivnaseim. And they went after the Jewish money and the Jewish daughters. And they went into the Heichel. Upatsu by process, v'timol kol ataharas. They made damages and they were matama, the things. We saw it was very difficult for the Jewish people, because of them. And they oppressed them. Kedrik the Yidden, they made very difficult. The Eibishter had Achmanis, and he helped them, he yard them from them. He tzil them and he saved them. V'gavra b'nei Chashmonoi HaKayinim, HaGedayim, and there was the family of the Chashmonoim, and v'harogam, and they killed the people from Yavon, v'yishiyu es Yisrael, miyadam, and they saved the Yidden. V'yamidu melech min HaKayinim, and they made a king from the Kayinim. V'chazna Malchus Yisrael yesa Masayim Shonu. Now this thing that they made a king from the Kayinim, this wasn't so poshut, because the Kahuna belongs to Shevet Yehuda, and the Kahanim were from Shevet Levi. Huh? I mean, Malchus belongs to Shevet Yehuda. So this is a historical thing that we'll maybe talk about later, but I just want to mention that it wasn't Pasha that they took the Malchus. Ad HaChurban Asheni. Ukshagavra Yisrael ala Yivayim be'ibdum. When the Yidden were matzliach over the Goyim, they destroyed the Goyim. B'chamisha v'esem b'chodesh Hasheni Haya. It was the 25th. B'chodesh Kislev Haya. It was the 25th in the month of Kislev. V'nichnasu l'Heichel, they came into the Heichel. V'imotzu shom Shem and Torah b'mikdash, because they were matama kol hashmanim. Ela pach echad, just one pach, shahaya munach v'chasam b'shal kohen gadol, that had on it the seal of the kohen gadol. V'haya b'v'hagduk ela yem echad b'vat. That one pach that they found was enough for one night. And from that one flask of oil, they were able to light the menorah for 8 days. That was the nest of Hanukkah, of course. And everyone asks the question, so if they found the Pachach Shel Shemen, so then the nest was only 7 days. For the first night they had the Pach that they found. So there's many terutzim about it. There's somebody wrote a sefer called Ner Meya, where he put together 100 terutzim. Since then, there's other svarim that are even more than Ner Meya. And the simple answer is that the first night, the finding one was a nest. So there was a nest right away. The first, it's not that they had it and there's nothing special about that. But I mean, that's the pashta. Then there's the other Tusim. One Torah says that it didn't, it wasn't, it didn't burn, it only burned an eighth of the oil on that first night. So that's why there was a nest on the first night. And then there's a lot of turusim. There's a teretz that the oil didn't become less. In other words, it wasn't a nest in quantity; it was a nest in quality. That the oil became such a quality oil that it was able to last for 8 days. And this is all the.
What was the ring from 8 days? What bisum gemacht? Nahe.
Yeah.
In Evers will you know 10 will you 10.
They had the no if the menorah. The night because they continuously lit the menorah with this oil. Then later, after 8 days, they had new oil already, so there was no nothing special.
Yeah.
Het was ook maar wat gaat new oil in Centek or in Centek.
Now, when it says that Hayamunach b'chesama shakayin gadol, so there's two taichin in that. The question is, some taich munach with that like a product that has a seal and has like a stempel on it that is kosher. So it means that on this bottle there was a stamp. The Kohen Gadol, in the olden days, they used to wear rings, and the rings were not the ring for jewelry, but a ring for a chasima. So the Kohen Gadol had a ring, and it was stamped with this ring. They stamped on the oil the name of the Kohen Gadol, so you knew that it was kosher. The question is, how do you know no one touched it? Other oils, they opened them up. They opened up and they poured out, or they poured up some of it. When we say timu kol hashmanim, how are they metama? By pouring it out.
Get check it.
Yeah, get checked. So how do we know no one touched it? So it had chesama shekayin gadol. What's the right that nobody touched it?
Because the einzige was given with Tasil, it's given them.
Yeah, okay. So I'm saying, if it would have been touched, so they would have spilled it out. They wouldn't just touch it. But under Fragen, that the Fana Tumma is called Tumma's Hesed, that you cause something to be moved. Not that you move it direct. Moshe, let's say that there's Tumma over here, and I pick up the Siddur, so this becomes Tumma. That's called Tumma's Hesed. How do you know it wasn't touched indirect that can make a Tumma? So some want to teach an interesting teach. That how you munach what it doesn't say it was the lashon over here is sheimunach b'chasam shekayin gadol. I think in the Gemara you want to take a Gemara Shabbos a minute.
Wie zijn בכלל gekomen die Jewonim in het Zwolde? Wat zijn ze gewoon? De Gewonim wordt men eingeladen.
There was a Goyish Malchus then.
Kamse ba Kamse, nicht gewinnt bei den Jewonim.
No, it does. There's nothing over there. No, you're not. By those Gemaras there isn't, then you don't know. Okay, then don't bother. Okay, don't bother. But some places it says the Lashon Shoyemunach. What does it mean? Bichasama in the chaysim. So Pasha tells you that the stempel was on it, But some say, I think in the Gemara, the Rosh Yamuna imchas somesh kohen gadol with the chaysim. In other words, that the ring was there. The ring itself was there. The ring was a golden ring. If anyone got near it, they would have taken the ring away.
So they didn't touch it.
So that's why they touched it.
So they didn't, for sure didn't touch it.
So no one touched it. Till they were able to press olives, v'etziu shemen tahor, and they say over there because the place where they made the oil was a city called Takua. Takua is still in Etzisol. There is a city Takua in Etzisol, and it seems over there they had very good quality zaysim, and it took a few days. It didn't take 8 days to press oil, but it took a few days to get and a few days to get back. So that's why they need the 8 days. And because of this, the Chachamim at that time made a takana that these 8 days that they start b'chafei kislev, it should be Yemei Simcha v'Hara. In the Gemara state, I think Lashon Haba. I don't have the Gemara, but it must say Lashon Haba. And some ask why Lashon Haba. What? Okay. And some ask why Lashon Haba. So they say because it was a war. So there was a lot of Avelis. There was Yidden that were killed. So there was a lot of Avelis. So that's why they didn't make it right away a Yontif, but Lashon Haba, they made it a Yontif, because there's a Shnas, a Shon of Avelis. Umadriken v'hem ha'neides be'erev al pischei habatim. You like the neides at night, b'chol laila b'laila, b'shmoina ha'leilas, that the eighth night, lahares u'gales hanes, to show, to demonstrate aces, and to reveal the nest. Vayom ha'elu nekroim Chanukah. These days are called Chanukah, and Ratzalayim, what is Chanukah? What's the meaning of the word Chanukah? It's an abbreviation, or it's a verkürzung, Chonu Chafei, that they rested on the 25th of Kislev. Shabiyim Chafei, on the 25th day, Chonu Me'aveim, they rested from the enemies. V'oid, and another reason, that Neisha B'yom Ma'elu, Osach Anukas Habayis. She'atzaydim Tumu, they also had to be Mechanach the Beis Hamikdash, because there was a lot of damage. Let's take a look over here. Here's a famous Gemara, My Chanukah, and it tells the same story. Shenichnas Yivanu Heichel, v'timu kol hashman shebeheichel, uk'shegav malchut Pesach v'noi v'nitzchum, botchu v'motzu, ela pach echad shehaya munach b'chei samay, no say taka b'chei samay, shekohen gal. So Taish b'chei samay means with the chaysim. Not that it was sealed, but that it was a different shot. And then the Gemara said, Shana Acheres, the next year, Kavum v'osim Yom Tovim, b'halawei doa. So I'm saying that why first the next year? Because the first year they didn't want to make any special yontif out of it, because there was a Vegas. That's what some say. So, and another reason is
the second shot makes more sense.
Yeah.
The second Shabbos.
Okay. ולכן therefore יש אומרים שמצווה habes ksas besuda v'Chanukah. In other, there's a question if there's a chiyuv of suda on Chanukah. There's a chiyuv of what do you call it, of halal, of hador, but that doesn't mean that you have to eat a meal, and so that's why it's a suffix if you're chiyuv to eat a meal or not. The reason also why it's a suffix is because Chanukah was not a gashmish victory. It was like we say in the Alanisim, it was a ruchnistic victory. So maybe that's why there's a question. Purim was a gashmistic victory because they wanted to kill all the Yidden. But over here was Ashkichem Torah Secha, so it had nothing to do with the guf. That's why it's a shayla, if you have to have a suda. So that's he said that the lochin yesh oimrim shemitzu habes kesas besuda. V'oid b'nei shemalachas hamishkan nikmer b'yomim ha'elu. When they built the Mishkan, this was the time when they finished the Mishkan. B'yesh u'sapel b'nei beisai inyan hanisim. You should tell your family about the nisim should have a sense of yom ha'elu. We call makom, even if you make a suda, lo havi suda mitzvah. It's not a suda mitzvah. What? How is it a suda? How could it be a suda mitzvah? Elam came oimim b'suda shiras, which is bachos, or if you say Torah over there, then you can make a suda mitzvah. Umabim b'zdaka b'mei Chanukah, and Chanukah, the people give a lot of tzedakah. Kihem v'segolim l'sakim b'hem p'gimei nafshay, aydei tzedakah, u'b'yichad to give tzedakah l'lem de Torah ha'aniyim l'achzikim, because the whole thing was l'ashkichem Torah secha, and these people are people that are making sure that Torah shouldn't be forgotten. So that's why you should be marble to them. We're going just one base. He says, "Ein mesanim b'mechaneka, aber b'yem shelufneim u'b'yem shelachareim mutorim behesper d'b'tainis." In other words, there's a question. Let's say if a chassan is getting married on Chanukah, the first night he's getting married, so usually a chassan has to fast on the day when he's getting married. A chassan doesn't have to fast out of Chanukah. A lot of people think it's out of Chanukah, you have to fast. She says no. B'yom shelufneim, which is out of Chanukah, which is next Sunday, or b'yom shelachareim, the Isru Chag. But many Yom Tovim there's an Isru Chag. So he's saying on the day of Erev Chanukah and the Isru Chag of Chanukah, there's no din of Tanis. It's mutter b'Tanis. Okay.
Hat es gelernt wegen die Latkes?
Huh?
Auch gelernt da, beim Chanukah?
No. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Okay.